Greetings, flesh creatures. It is I, Megatron. On behalf of TFYLP, I want to congratulate you for listening to the most refined collective podcast on this miserable little planet Earth. Yes. Here you'll find knowledgeable fans discussing every aspect of Transformers and beyond. Now, enjoy the show while I continue my path to complete conquest of all of you miserable biological entities. Predacons, terrorize!
Hi, welcome to TFYLP, episode 579. We are live tonight. It is Tuesday, May 14th. I'm Lucas. I'm joined tonight by Paul.
That would not be my drink making all that noise, but that's my name.
And Phil.
Howdy, folks.
And Christian.
What up?
So we had to go live tonight. You know, I think usually we don't do Tuesday nights, but we had a live stream today. And, you know, as some people have said, we probably do too many shows discussing the live streams. But you know what? It's been like a month since we've done a show discussing a live stream, right? So got to fit it
Plus
in.
We got
right?
like other reveals and leaks to talk about too that are kind of a big deal that weren't part of the live stream.
You're kind of a big deal, Phil.
You know, that's why I need to lose some weight.
So there you go.
Talking about it. I guess we'll find out when we get to that section of the show.
I don't know.
You know, I didn't see all the live streams, so maybe it was brought up in the live stream, and I just didn't see all of it.
What was brought up in the live stream?
Who's cracking crab legs right now?
Yeah, no crab legs.
Max opening a toy. I did not see all of the live stream today, so maybe this was something that was brought up in the live stream that I think is a big deal. That maybe it was. I don't know. I'm talking about the Hot Wheels stuff.
Phil, if you didn't watch it, are you qualified to have this to be part of
That's a great point.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to tap Anna over here. Get her on the show.
You might have to be the audience perspective. Like your facilitation will be asking us the important questions.
It'll be so amazed.
And Anna may not be opening like figures and drinking drinks and
making dinner.
And like, here's the thing: the opening of that toy is taking place like 10 feet away from me.
Sure.
Your
so it's not even like
incredible.
It's not even like right here.
It's a sonic anomaly of the room you're in.
Here you go, Christian, just for you. It's a G.I. Joe guy.
Oh, I would never have guessed that.
Yeah, quick kick.
So Phil, are we getting a live Phil Reacts video here?
I don't know.
And then
I need to go back and watch
we
the
could get a
stream
Paul
and make a
reacts
reaction
to
video.
Phil. Like we could all do this live. It's perfect.
Exactly.
I was thinking today, like, would anyone ever watch, like, they watch the live stream, then they watch it again with, like, Mystery Science Theater 3000, you know? That would be stupid,
why don't we go ahead
right?
and pop up the live stream so that way we can get another, like, copyright strike.
Yeah, literally what I was just thinking, too.
Live dangerous.
That we need to have a live reaction to the... I don't know. Maybe...
I think the Discord basically is a text live reaction to the reveal shows.
That's true.
Well, not our reveal shows, but the actual like live stream reveal shows.
Yeah.
Sometimes the cast chat is, but sometimes it very much isn't. And this was one of those times where it wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's probably dependent on how busy we all are, right? So if we're all, you know, I was telling Christian, it's like, I think I had a meeting whenever the live stream was happening, and then I had another meeting when the stuff went up live. Mm-hmm. So I was like, Christian, help me, give me some links here so that I can.
I was like, I'm also in meetings. What?
Right. Yeah.
I did anyway, so you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I was in back-to-back meetings this morning, but I was able to order what I wanted out of the reveals today. And then I watched, like I said, about 2/3 of the live stream. Although not live because it was later. I watched 2/3 of the stream later this afternoon while I was trying to get some work done around the house, and then just had to run and go grab the kids from their activities.
So Zaldron asks who schedules a meeting at noon. Okay, so here's the problem in corporate America now is everyone sees that that all the people happen to be free at noon for whatever reason. And they're like, "Oh, everyone's open. We can go ahead and do that." Or you have to deal with clients that are on the East Coast and they're like, "Oh, hey, like let's go ahead and do this right after we get back from lunch." Or they're on the West Coast and they're like, "It's 10 a.m." So
I did all of those today. So yeah. I exist in all time zones at all times. It's great.
So Phil,
Don't miss that.
Just curious, like I would love to see you in a client meeting and to be like giving a presentation on their portfolio or whatever.
Excuse me one moment. I have to order some robots.
Yeah. Hold on, guys. I got some toys that are like burning a hole in my pocket.
So I've never done that. What I did get yelled at by my wife for a few weeks ago on May the 4th, which was a Saturday. So that meant my son had a soccer game and I'm coaching and I'm like over on the sideline, like trying to get the Hasbro Pulse Star Wars Day orders in. And then of course, did not get all my orders in. So not only did I get my wife yelling at me, but then didn't even get my orders in because the Gree and Yoda sold out.
It's very tragic. I do wish that Pulse like had more stock. And I'm sure that they probably had more stock before and then they had to put it all up on clearance. And so now they're like, "You know what, guys, like we're only going to have this limited amount now so that we don't have to have these like massive Black Friday sales where we sell stuff half off."
No, you'll just find it at Ross, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, wait for Ross. Or Ollie's.
Yeah, wait for Ross. I mean, this is the outcome of the Ross purge from the past year is, we just don't make any anymore.
Make enough.
Yeah.
Don't make as many.
Like axle grease and Beachcomber.
That could have been sort of a really knee-jerk reaction to the realization that they had to pump the brakes, on some stuff. Like in the past 18 months. Yeah, we've talked about, I have talked about at least, what happened there a bunch of times, but it's so weird.
Spooky. You guys want to talk about what happened today? You want to do our topic?
Yeah, there was reveals today
That's
or something.
boring.
I got a list since I'm the list guy.
Okay.
So they started off real fast. Unlike us, they were like, "We don't want to be here. We want to talk about this now," and no hellos. We're talking about Steeljaw. So we saw Steeljaw last night, courtesy of Amazon France. But it's a 86 core class Steeljaw. He's a cassette. He looks kind of interesting. He comes with the trumpet for Blaster's fist. They changed his eyes from gold to blue. I think that's acceptable. So you can actually, see that he has eyes.
I do appreciate that they only came with like one of the trumpet things so that it compels people to buy two. And then also it's hard to actually get the figure because people are buying multiples.
Who would have bought two of that?
Right?
Buying two Steeljaws is a real lack of foresight.
Wait, are you saying that they're going to release another one? Like, what?
It just makes obvious sense, right? They're using that to pad out the value of the $10 price point. I don't know why they wouldn't do it again. It seems kind of silly to release the exact same accessory again with, say, ram horn, but it could definitely happen.
I bought one to paint into Night Stalker.
I'm sure they won't do a repaint of that figure though too. So definitely want to get one.
They could make a Night Stalker after I make mine, but like that's just obscure enough where it's like, will they? Won't they? I'd rather just do it. It's $10. It's yellow to black, not a problem.
All right.
Plus, then I get the two trumpets, which is cool.
I'm a big Steeljaw fan. I got the Fans Toys one right here. I don't know what Fans Toys named them, but it's the gold lion, the yellow lion with the gold wings that just always spoke to me. Very, very
Let's
happy
talk that one time.
What's that?
He does talk that one time.
Which episode does he talk in?
The one where they're looking for the Quintesson journal.
Okay. Yeah, I thought he did have like one or two. Did Ramhorn ever have any lines, or did Ramhorn always just grunt as well?
I think like one, probably in that same episode.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I always dug the Autobot cassettes. I did appreciate that they said today that it's like, hey, we want to give Steeljaw his own toy versus just being a repaint of Ravage like he has been so many times in the past.
Well, apparently,
Yeah,
Zaldron
Autobot Ravage
wants a
repainted
Ravage.
stripes.
Well, I was gonna say Zaldron is hoping that they make a Ravage out of the Steeljaw mold. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean that cassette bot Ravage from War for Cybertron sucks.
Yeah, they need to do that one again.
Yeah.
Sorry. And also Stripes and Howlback, please. And Glid. And Shadowgrass Ravage. Anyway.
Yeah.
That was it for cores. They moved from that one right on into the War for Cybertron Decepticon Trooper. I've got to note that it's a heavy retool of Barricade. It looks like a repaint of Barricade with a new head to me. But it's kind of like greenish and grayish. The green color is cool. I don't need that mold again. It's kind of not up to modern standards. It's really good for like the 2010 War for Cybertron figures.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's like it doesn't have ankle tilts now, which it doesn't have the right kind of elbows. It's odd. It's an odd figure. It's misplaced in time.
The only one of those figures that I've purchased is Sideswipe. So of the new Gamerverse toys, that's the only one that I've gotten. I haven't even opened him yet. So I mean, Optimus obviously is super hard to find, and but had pretty good reviews. Lucas, you being one of them, and all the other ones have been just sort of like meh. So I don't know. This one kind of looks cool to me. Like the Barricade looked dumb. I don't know. Maybe it's like the feet look a little bit better with the Decepticon Trooper, and the fact that it's got just a little more color to them with the green and the gray and the orange visor versus just Barricade being just gray. That just I don't know. We'll see. If I can find it at Ross, I might pick it up.
Yeah,
Next
I don't
was-
know. I feel like I'm not all that excited about it myself. I feel like all these Gamerverse, like I said, the Optimus was good, but the rest of them ones have just not really hit the mark for me. I don't know. Like Paul, like have you collected any of those Gamerverse figures?
Yeah, some of them are okay. It's like the main ones I have, but it's gonna move like molasses. No one wants this. Especially, they're talking about how we made it green because that's accurate. Oh, cool. You made it even worse. Like, why did you do that? This thing already was boring. Now it's like even drabber.
Make it look like it looks in the game with the lighting. Like, don't.
Yeah.
It's the same thing from the
Make
first
it purple.
live action Studio Series stuff. Is like, yes, it's accurate to the CAD. That's not what it looks like on screen because there's filters and effects applied to it. So like, make it look like what I can see, not what you can see, because I don't see that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty
like
boring,
but it's nothing to me.
Yeah,
I do appreciate the
fine.
fact. I do appreciate the fact that they're trying to sell it like an army builder, which it is.
Yeah.
It's like, if you want
army
a Cobra Bat for your like Transformers, this is the guy to go get a whole bunch of. Please order a ton.
Right.
Like there's 2 troop builders ever that we really wanted. There's Auto Troopers, which they gave us last year, and there's Viacons, which hopefully show up somewhere.
Probably
Guardian
Transformers.
Well,
One.
I really look forward to Rick ordering 100 of these and doing a cut the tape, opening them all. That he tells me to speed up, and I like don't see the comment, and you spend an hour watching him opening them.
So here's what I discovered today about this toy is it's going to be released in a kind of a bullshit wave. It's going to be the only new toy in a wave with like movie Rise of the Beast Wheeljack, Gamer Sideswipe, and Bumblebee Sunstreaker again.
So
So
I look
that's
forward
there's going to be a
to
lot of that for the rest of the year.
So True build the short pack on a revision case. That's cool.
I look forward to that being the wave that somehow hits stores and just sitting for like the whole year, all the way through until Christmas.
Didn't that original wave come with the Troop Builder?
You know, I've seen everyone else.
Scorpionaut.
Well, I haven't seen Pablo, but I've seen Sideswipe and Sunstreaker a bunch of times and no Gnaws.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Gnaws actually.
No Gnaws.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a new packaging, so Nick has to buy it.
Does he? It's a new product number 2, so I guess so.
Yeah.
Next was B-Movie Skywarp, which doesn't look like Skywarp, but I guess it looks like Skywarp who was in that movie, sort of. It's the Cybertronian Tetra Jet sort of thing that I hate so much. Everyone else seems to like it. I really hate it.
I mean, I think playing with your thrust at TFCon made me go get it because I enjoyed it and thought it was so neat.
Did you buy it from me?
I don't remember. I don't know.
I hope
like
it's
not
not in
at
my house
that
anymore.
TFCon. It was like after the fact that I went and got it, but I was like, "Oh crap, this is cool."
Okay, well,
yeah,
it's probably still in my house.
I still like it. Yeah, I mean, even they were kind of like joking about like, "Oh, this is Skywarp who maybe gets killed by B, or maybe that was Hot Link. I don't know. We'll just make it up as we go along."
That's pretty funny. They did give me a piece of trivia I didn't know today, that all of the Seekers have their wings in a different orientation.
Prove it. Because I heard that too, and I was like,
I saw
are you lying?
I saw like a layout of all the CAD of them, and they all do. So it's like, okay, maybe. If true, that's pretty neat. It's a nice
win this round.
Piece of detail. This Skywarp also has Blitzwing's head, which is interesting because we were told that was a completely different mold. So, like the Blitzwing and the Tetra are different molds, even though they share like a ton of engineering. We were told that they're different molds. So anyway, that it has a head from a different mold is very suspicious to me. So we'll see. Or they just made another head and put it on the mold. Who knows?
I mean, it could be different engineering or same engineering, different mold, but the pegs could be universal.
That could be it too. The next one was Leader 86 Springer, or Spreener, if you're Anna.
Which, on the stream, they appeared to have the helicopter mode transformed properly, but in the product shots, they have the helicopter mode mistransformed.
I didn't notice that. What's wrong?
They have the grill of the car and those two little like pylons.
Uh-huh.
The way that it's supposed to be in car mode, where the pylons are jutting out in front of the grill, versus they're supposed to be the grill is supposed to be the very front part of the helicopter, or in this case, the nose of it is supposed to be the front part of the helicopter. Versus all the product shots have it given that like H look for both modes.
Got it. Good catch.
Wait,
yeah.
They have product shots like mistransformed? That's weird.
I know.
Oh, they've been pretty good lately.
No,
but it's just like, it's sort of funny where it's just like, hey, this is more movie accurate. And then they put out the product shots that are less movie accurate.
Yeah. But he is a retool of the Siege Springer. But like, everything looks different except the legs, I think. I didn't look at them very closely because I've been very busy today, but the proportions look a lot better. He's kind of less boxy, more rounded. And he comes with a ton of stuff, including a new sword that is also the rotors, a hammer, which is very cool, rifle. He's got the big missile thing that he loads into the launcher. And I think he's got guns from the Siege one. I think those are still there.
Yeah, they said that he had the guns. He has an a animation accurate sword, right? And then also the rotors combined into a sword.
To a sword. Okay, so we got two swords.
Two swords. Yeah.
Two swords. And a bunch of guns. And a hammer.
Yeah. And
Did they
hammer,
say-
which is fun.
Did they say if everything of his accessories was painted for what they showed today? Because half that stuff, like the hammer, just looked like an unpainted prototype thing, and then the missile is missing its paint details, all just plain gray. I mean, granted, I'm sure I can get a toy hacks and put the orange stripes on it, but
Yeah, it's like that in the product shots too. I don't know.
yeah. Hope someone got fired
so,
for that.
Obviously, you just have to wait for the Target exclusive, even more animation accurate version of
That's right.
Springer that's coming later.
Yeah, and we can discuss that more animation accurate here with another toy reveal.
It's
We
going to
will.
be a 4-pack that, with some tapes and stuff. So for $100.
Also, his new hands have the blaster that flips out of his wrist like it does in the movie, which is
Yeah,
pretty
that's fun.
cool.
That is pretty cool. And I think they said the hands are more articulated, right?
They open now.
Yeah.
I mean, the money went.
Also cool.
The money went towards the giant grenade launcher missile.
I mean,
let's-
the whole
let's get
upper
real.
body's different.
I know, but that's smoke and mirrors. Like they spent all this money just to like pump it up with these kind of crummy accessories. But I do love that missile. Like that, it's really large. It's like almost too big, right?
It's
Compared to
almost
what
too
it's
big,
supposed
yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it is too big because he can hold it in like one hand. And I was like, bro.
Well, hey,
He
I
looks
like,
like-
this one a lot more than the Siege. I really hated that Siege toy. I bought it twice because I was like, oh, yay, Springer. And then I sold it because I hated it. And I bought it again because, like, there's no Springers and I want one on my shelf. And I put it up there. It's like, I still hate you.
Well, it implies that they're making the grenade launcher thing at some point here, which would seem insane.
That,
But-
that seems insane.
They can't really make that. But
I would love
we
it.
already know they're making something else though for that grenade to be fired at, and they alluded
Yeah.
to it.
It does.
I think
It does
alluded to that.
remind me like some of the I don't know if it was the shots during the stream or some of the product photos where he's holding that artillery shell, and it's like kind of one of those shots of like a farmer holding a big old squash. It's just like, oh, look what I just drew. First prize at the county fair.
Now, Christian, they did make sure to mention that there's a 5mm port on the back of the shell so that you can put all your favorite blast effects in it.
You wouldn't put blast effects on a 5mm port.
Or 3mm, whatever.
I hate blast effects, so I won't be doing that.
Right. That's why I made sure to mention it, Christian.
Well,
So,
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Maybe you can have it interact with some of your G.I. Joes.
Perfect. So the other thing they wanted to mention about Springer, it's a huge spoiler alert. He's going to be in Void Rivals number 9.
Ooh.
What?
Whoa! All the covers have him on it. It's
All the
crazy.
covers have him on it. We're solicited several months ago.
Who
Yeah,
would
so
have
he's gonna be in that.
thought?
All right, so the next thing is
Well, wait,
is
hold
an
on.
exciting
So
thing.
I
Okay,
was
I'm
just
holding
gonna
it.
say like the Springer and all that. So
Mhm.
are we all getting the Springer? I guess Christian, you're
Yes.
obviously excited. Phil, are you?
Yeah, I gotta sell my Siege one.
gonna
How do
burn
you
my
even
Siege one.
sell your Siege one at this point? And then there was also the other Amazon exclusive one too, right? So
That one was slightly
the
better.
Wreckers one.
the
I mean,
Wreckers
you
one.
hope a couple people haven't seen the live stream yet or product shots, and you sell it for $10. I don't know. Just get it out of my house.
I don't know. And then we get an actual hammer instead of a cardboard hammer. So that's, other than it's not painted. So, pretty exciting. But yeah, no, like this, I feel like that the Springer overall looks a heck of a lot better. It just kind of annoys you yet again, the incremental updates. But like this one looks cool. I don't necessarily know that I need another Springer after I get this one, right? So we say.
Probable.
I mean, until they do an MPG Springer.
So yeah, there you go.
I do like the colors on this one better. They've really, it looks like they've really dialed it in to what it looks like on the screen. So yeah,
especially the green. The thing that's key to a good Springer is the green on green.
Yeah, that light
It's
green
the-
on his thighs and legs
the
and stuff, that
lime-
looks really good.
The lime green to
Uh-huh.
the really Irish green, if you will. It's even a little paler than that. But there was that weird Takara Legends release that did it very well. It was like kind of the last hurrah for that the best Springer mold ever, I would say.
For the Thrilling 31.
Yeah.
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 That one and the
that one
Platinum Heroes one were kind of similar in that regard.
Yeah, it was the only one that's close. It had like the multiple green on green shades. It's it's so subtle that I think in most, if you're coming up with paint decos for a toy, they're gonna make a few 1,000 of. You're like, maybe not green twice, but they did it right this time. So I just wanted to point that out. I thought, but Lucas, I think they can still do better. I think there can still be a better Springer than this. I don't like the accordion legs. Yeah. So, just don't put your don't put your coat on the hook.
I feel like I'm satisfied with this one. Like Christian said, like the Siege one, you're like, like it's not great. Like this one, I feel fine if we're another 5-10 years before they give us an even more accurate one, or 2 years, whatever it may be. So, and Ron brings up in the chat too that the head and the face sculpt are really great on this one as well. So
I agree.
I think overall, that's the other thing that's nice. So
how long until we get the Robeson, self-flying hover, Springer toy? The self-transforming Springer drone.
Probably a couple years out, right?
I hate that thing so much. Get it away. God, I'm so mad at it.
What thing?
What?
Phil is holding.
Oh, he's frozen.
Oh, sorry, he's frozen on the stream for me. Yeah, you've been frozen like the whole show, Phil. For me, at least.
The stupid mud, which was bad. It's got a stupid boxy body, which is bad. Yeah. Paint is wrong and bad, and yeah. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next thing.
The Siege, whatever, like Blast, or whatever it's called.
Space Mud?
Space Mud, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got the next thing is probably going to generate a bunch of discussion, and that is the A-level Studio Series 86 Bumblebee.
What is this A-level thing? What?
A-level is a new term they've used. So far, it's this one and the Transformers 1 Deluxe Optimus. And it's that they're perpetually available. They're not just in an assortment in one wave. They just continue making them and you can continue ordering them. I don't know for how long they haven't said yet, but like perpetually available is their term.
However, the Bumblebee is sold out.
For now.
So real perpetual, guys. I mean, they kind of warned us with that. They're like, well, there's only so many to start, but there will be plenty afterwards. I was glad to finally get some answers on that, because I really didn't know where these when they said they were going to announce Studio Series Bumblebee. That came out of nowhere for me. I didn't really realize that was what it was. Those listing leaks that correlated to this Bumblebee and the TF1 Optimus. But then they explained what you just said. That was all pretty much news to me. And,
they said it back with the Optimus too, but yeah.
Oh, they did. Okay.
So they've explained it twice for the two figures that are in it right now.
Well, interesting. I mean, I don't really buy that means it'll be easy to find, because, I mean, if you have 8 Optimus Primes and they don't sell and you're a Target, you're probably not going to buy more of them next chance you get unless they sell out, immediately. Like, it'll be interesting to see how this goes, and I doubt it will work out the way that they kind of described, because that just doesn't seem right. Wouldn't everything be perpetually available if it made logical sense to do? It just doesn't. So
I think we'll just have to see. I mean, there's a reason there's an Optimus and a B in his assortment, right? Like, that's the popular dude. So, we'll see.
If it's going to be like a typical wave of 4, I could see Megatron and Transformers 1 Megatron and Transformers 1B also kind of being on this, A schedule. But, I just have the mental image now of like the factory of just like the people at the factory like asleep in their cots and like an alarm going off like a fire station, and they gotta like slide down the poles like, we need more bees, we need more Optimus Primes, go people, there's been another order.
That's cute that you imagine them with cots. That's really nice.
Honestly, I've been watching a lot of real Ghostbusters with my son, so that's like I think why that image is stuck in my brain.
So this toy is weird. It looks a lot like the Earthrise thing, but it doesn't parts form. It's not licensed. It's sort of like a squished vehicle mode, kind of like the cartoon, but it looks more like Bumper than Bumblebee. And contrary to what other 84 dudes have been doing recently, it doesn't have the blue windows. It has black windows. Again, super weird for an 86 release because those are all about accuracy. He's got blue windows in the movie. He's got black windows on this toy. It's the wrong color yellow. Like, it's weird. Like, it's not right in any way, and yet here it is, sold out.
Well,
they try to give an explanation for it.
I guess it's B, but like, I did not order it because I'm going to wait for them to repaint it a million times into either characters who are not Bumblebee or Bumblebee that has the right colors, or at least the right windows. So that's where I stand on it. It's just a weird choice.
Yeah, they try to explain of like something about doing the blue was difficult for them, and so they went with the black, which homaged the toy more than the cartoon.
That's not a studio series release then, so don't do that.
I mean, I think that essentially what they were saying is the way that it transforms, that they couldn't do the blue because it wouldn't look right. Like there's black parts or whatever. And so the transformation, it just wouldn't line up or whatever the way that they do it. So
they do it again until it works.
You're like, I'm sorry, Hatsui-san. You're like, you have to. It just doesn't work for Christian. You have to go back to the drawing board. We need a mini masterpiece.
He's a fantastic designer. But I feel
they
like
even asked if it was a masterpiece, and they said no.
It's just not. It's not it.
I'm with you,
here's
Christian.
My theory. They were going to do the blue windows. They had it figured out how to make it transform and do the blue windows. And they laid that engineer off, and he deleted the CAD files on his last moment before they escorted him out the building.
See, I can see that. This thing looks unfinished to me. So, yeah, maybe.
Wow. I was being mean with that. That was okay.
We have to wait for the blue windows in a 5-pack that we get with like another.
Do you know what? If they're going to do that and do the blue window makeup crew, it's Ironhide, Ratchet, Bee, Huffer, and Mirage.
Beachcomber.
Smokescreen. Whatever. Beachcomber doesn't have windows.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Not really. It just
it'll be an animation accurate parrot.
Well, so here, okay, going back to your this is in studio series. All right. So what about Steeljaw? Why does he have a non-Transformers the movie accessory?
Because they needed to make that be $10.
Well, why didn't you twist the knife at that? If you're going to twist the knife at black windows.
Because adding things is different than making it wrong.
But we had this discussion last year with Studio Series Rise of the Beast, not Spike. I can't remember. Noah Diaz. Now I remember his name. We had the conversation last year that Noah did not look anything like he did in the movie. And the Transformers designer said it San Diego or something, just yeah, well, screw it. And I think that's just, that's just the, the story that we have to live with now, with the likely knowledge that it will come out with the colors that we want it to in a dead form. You'll get the Spike and Bumblebee getting eaten by Unicron 2-pack.
If they give that Spike thing a face, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. And they'll just have like one of Unicron's just like mandibles that you can like, put one side on Bumblebee's body and the other side on the front part of his body, so it just looks like he's being impaled by a Unicron mandible.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
So
it's
I will say,
shit, what are we gonna do now, pack?
I do agree with Anna in the comments where she says that the bot mode hits more than the Netflix, and I will say that Netflix, like the shape of that roof line or whatever on the Netflix one just doesn't look right, and I don't know that they can ever do one that's right without like having some type of parts forming. I feel like the Origins B probably looks, the bot mode like probably looks one of the best just because it is parts forming. So I don't know, like unless they parts form, maybe this is the only way that they can make it look, look decent. I don't know. Like,
I don't accept that, but it's like the difference between Earthrise, Kingdom RC, and Studio Series RC. Like they made that one not parts form. It's better.
Yeah.
I don't know. But this looks like Bumper to me, which is cool. I like Bumper. I hope we get him.
Yeah.
Yay, Bumper, show up. Hubcap, maybe. They've already done him out of the Cliff mold, but whatever, G2 Hubcap is there. Glyph and Tap Out can hang out in this mold. That's fine. So, like, I saw a comment. I don't remember where I saw it today. So if you're listening and this was your comment, credit to you. But, like, maybe this is the way they can get around the Volkswagen license where they only can use the car as Bumblebee. Who knows if that's part of the contract, but it's never been used as anyone else except Goldbug, who is Bumblebee. So, like, is that a thing? It might be a thing. So now that it's not a licensed Volkswagen, perhaps there's a little bit more character leeway.
I'm sure just in general that they don't want to do licensed vehicles as it is, because that costs them money even if there's restrictions or not, right?
True.
Oh, Griffin in the chat just posted an interesting theory that this is a pre-tool for throttle bots.
Ooh.
And yeah.
Great.
Sign me up.
Sign me up
for that.
Yeah. Paul, you're against throttle bots. Come on.
Not unless they just do all 6 at once. I'm sick of this bullshit where we get like, hey, here's a guy named Chase, and here's Chiddlywinks and Charles. Like, no, I want them all at the same scale together. That'd be cool.
Except wide load. Wide load can be big.
Paul, did you know that Chase is on the case?
I actually know a guy named Chase now, so it's like weird. It's just extra weird.
Is he on the case?
Shut up. This Bumblebee is dope. I think it's great. I think, what's the best part about this Bumblebee is it makes all those Netflix Bumblebees up another $100. So those are going to be even more valuable than they are now. So, because ultimately that's what everyone wants. They want that aesthetic. They want the VW like aesthetic, and we got it. We just didn't get it en masse. And this is the settling version you're going to be able to get. But I think this is better, honestly. Like I like that it's not just a reshell of the old toy. It is sort of its own thing. I don't mind the windows, Christian, like you're saying. I mean, really, it keeps him that black and yellow, color scheme. Black and yellow. The blue kind of messes with that.
Which is the color of a Bumblebee.
What?
God forbid it is.
Yeah, it's still the wrong color yellow though.
So
but the two Autobot symbol thing that's cool. That's like better. It's like, whoa, did you guys know you can make an Optimus Prime with one grill? Now that you can make the Bumblebee symbol move around, you can try that. You can give it a shot. Just give it a shot.
That's fair.
I feel like the thing is like with this Bumblebee, right? Is the fact that we've had 500 billion bumblebees, right? That, and every one of them is like, there's pluses and minuses or whatever with all of them, but none of them are perfect. And so I'm sure that that's what annoys you, right? Like, if this was the only Bumblebee that they had released in this new scheme, we'd be going crazy. Like, if this was Siege Bumblebee or whatever from like 5 years ago or whatever, you'd be like, this is amazing. Like, look at this. But the fact that we've now had, like, I don't know, how many have we had? Probably half a dozen Bumblebees, right? At least in like the Generations line recently, or over the last few years. Like, I think in all of them are somewhat or somewhat less accurate or whatever. Like, I think that's where we nitpick. Like, if we didn't get that Netflix Bumblebee, I think you'd be excited.
I think it's sort of amusing that there are so many Bumblebee toys, and there's so now quite a few different versions of Bumblebee between video games and the movies and the comics, that like the one they just can't quite get right is the G1. Like, MP misses the mark. Both MPs kind of miss the mark. This new one sort of misses the mark. But like, I was trying to think of like a few years ago, like what was the Bumblebee that I had on my shelf for a while? I was like, oh, it was the Generations one that was basically the IDW comic book Bumblebee from Robots in Disguise. Like, that was a small little core class figure that, like, hey man, it was small, but it looked just like the comic book IDW Robots in Disguise Bumblebee. Had a cool car mode. And like, they got that right first time out of the gate. They swung and connected on that one. Obviously, the Bayverse Bumblebees all look really darn accurate. The Bumblebee movie masterpiece ain't great, but again, like, you've had so many other Bumblebee variations that have looked spot on, and G1 just can't quite get it for whatever reason, whether it's being slavish to the VW bug mode or something else. It just doesn't quite hit the mark.
It's annoying.
Yeah, I can see it. Like, I'm looking at it again now, and it looks better than my first impression of it. My first impression of it, I thought it was like some upscale remold of the buzzworthy 2-pack Bumblebee with Spike. And no, this is better than that, but it.
Is it better than Missing Link Bumblebee, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot better.
Oh.
Phew. That's
I
good.
do find it amusing that, like, I was talking about a week or so ago about Missing Link Bumblebee, that he basically had like his knees going to his feet, and this one doesn't do that, where you have a little bit of shin between the kneecap and the foot boop thing there. But then you also just have like a crazy amount of like exposed articulation there in the legs, with all the different joints and cuts and stuff to have there.
So one thing I do think is funny, Christian, I'm just like checking multiple different sites, and I think that Bumblebee might be sold out everywhere.
Good for him.
That's what I said. Did you not believe me?
Oh, no, sorry, Paul.
Thank you for fact checking, just to prove my magnificence.
I think Lucas just assumed you meant just on like Pulse or something.
Right, like I'm saying, it's like sold out on like Big Bad. It's sold out on Chosen Prime. It's sold out on Entertainment Earth.
Good.
Perpetually available.
It's sold out on Amazon. I don't know. I haven't checked Target yet, I guess. So I'm assuming it's sold out on Target. Maybe they'll make
Great start.
Up for sale on Target.
Great start for perpetually available product, wouldn't you say?
Right. No.
Considering it's the only thing that's sold out, like, ever, that is sold out like that. So, like, what is going on?
No, the Prime is sold
No,
out
so
too.
what'll happen, this will be perfect. It'll be perpetually available, but only at 3 a.m. It'll go up, sell out immediately, and so that way everyone will just complain. Like, dang it, I missed it again.
It's like when you set your phone to do the target alerts, like remind me, like
Right.
let me know when it's back in stock.
Yes.
And like you hear the little ding, and you're like 2 feet away from your phone. You're like, oh, let me get it. Ah, I missed it. Oh God, what was it? The Thundercracker Skywarp 2-pack. I did that so many times for that fucking set.
Oh, Paul, this is a question too. Griffin in the chat saying that Studio Series 86, 27, 28 are missing. Was this 29? I don't even pay attention to that shit.
29 and 30. 29 and 30. Yeah, I had all the numbers wrong. I am quite positive that the missing 2 numbers are the dead Brawn and dead Ratchet from Target that'll be coming soon.
That makes sense.
Could be wrong, but I won't be.
I believe you.
So
I believe in you.
I had Galvatron and Megatron set as like 29 and 30, so I'm clearly wrong often. I mean, this stuff doesn't matter, but
quick sidetrack is that did a couple toy conventions and was selling the loose Ironhide, dead Ironhide, and displayed it on my shelves of toys for sale, where he was just like sprawled out dead with the Christian's favorite blast effects like coming through his chest, and like, yeah, I'm gonna keep that toy now because that just amused the living daylights out of me to be able to just pose a toy like that on a shelf. So yeah, that talked me into keeping that dead Ironhide. So we'll see if Ratchet and Brawn do the same for me.
That's the next thing. Something I was very excited about. The next in the comic series. I don't know what that's actually called.
Darkmount.
It's Straxus. I think they got the name back. Leader Class Straxus. I love this character, but that's because I'm very attached to this issue because it's like one of 3 issues I had when I was a kid. But he's a retool of Kingdom Galvatron. Straxus had that cannon emplacement mode before Galvatron had it, so now he's got it from Galvatron. He looks cool. I kind of wish that the very rich, bright blue that they used was a little bit more subdued, kind of navy, kind of purpley, that he is kind of later. But that's okay. It still looks nice. And he comes with his pickaxe, which is very cool. And the box is that issue, which is also very cool. I like him a lot. I'm very excited.
So Christian, I know like you've been out on the comic characters, right? Like, is this the first comic character you're getting?
Yeah.
Of this special series, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I originally had ordered Shockwave, and I was like, it's not that different. And then Grimlock, it's like, yes, it looks neat, but I've got 3 Grimlocks, and I don't need another one, and I've got swords, so I don't need that. Straxus is new, so yay. It's not new. The last one I had was 14 years old, but this one's better.
Definitely.
I like him.
I don't really have an affinity to Straxus by any means, but I just kind of looked at this thing a few times near the end of the day. It didn't excite me by any means because it just looks kind of stumpy due to being that Galvatron mold, But the more I look at it, I'm like, this is pretty unbelievable that this toy is getting made. And it looks like Straxus. It's called Straxus. It turns into Straxus's alt mode. There's really no bullshit on this figure. Like, I wouldn't sleep on this one, even though it's like, it's $50 or $55 or whatever. It just seems like there's some magic in this toy that like you don't get all the time. Like the Grimlock and the Shockwave are kind of boring, compared to this, but this is pretty substantial remold. And just the fact that it's Straxus's head sculpt. It is not, it's not G-Axis's head painted blue, and the blue I have never seen a Transformer this blue. So I don't know. Aesthetically, it's kind of blown my mind. So I just think there's something special there. If you don't give a rat's about Straxus, I think you can probably skip it. But if you did grow up with the comics, this seems like a love letter to you.
Right. Right.
Paul, you made a cool point there. Like, this is not a remold of G-Axis, but like the fact that in a few months we're going to have a comic book accurate G-Axis and a comic book accurate Straxus that you can have on the shelf is just like, I mean, again, you kind of a little bit of golden age of Transformers fandom in terms of what we're getting is mainline toys. These aren't collectors club that you have to buy 6 other toys to get the one you really want. No, this is just, you just buy this toy. I don't know if it'll be on store shelves or maybe just at GameStop or something like that, but widely released. And that's pretty bananas.
I'm excited for him. I've seen a couple complaints that he looks too comic-y, like he's got a comic effect on him. And he does have a little bit of the dots on his shoulders, but like it's so minimal to me that it's just like Straxus, he's there. Plus he's part of the comic series.
He's too comic accurate. Like, this is our new complaint.
Well, and like some of the other fan groups that I'm in, the commentary was like, yeah, this is cool, but I'll wait for the non-comic accurate paint job that they'll probably eventually do.
I don't think so. I think this is it. I think this is your one dance with the bell at the ball, and you better take it before she turns into a pumpkin.
I could see them doing that navy black kind of color one.
Mm-hmm.
But like that feels like a stretch. I definitely don't think they're going to do Shattered Glass out of it because it's too obscure. It's just I wouldn't sleep on it, like you said.
It's already a remold of a mold. Like,
Right.
I don't see them doing this again. They're not going to make like multiple Senator Shockwaves. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the one.
The only nitpick I have about this, and I think it's just the way I interpreted the art as a kid, is that his pickaxe, I always thought it had like 4 prongs, like 2 big ones and then 2 in the little side. And it kind of looks like that in the art, but I looked again today and it really doesn't. But everyone's like, oh, it's a palm tree. That's how it was always referred to. He's like whacking people with a palm tree. And so I wanted the 4 pointed. That's a nitpick. Like I said, I'm still very happy.
Well, someone pointed something out to me. It, as cool as the pickaxe he has is that like it transforms on when you attach it to his weird ass alt mode. Why didn't they use Minor Megatron's accessory for this?
I think that one's too skinny.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it just seems like it was the right shape.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, whatever. You can always get one and repaint it, or just even slap it in his hands. This is gray, so I just think that it's. I think you're right, Paul. I think it's you're rolling the dice here if you're going to wait for another colorization. If you like this toy, buy this one, and we'll probably be able to resell it for at least what you paid for it if they come out with another color variation of it.
It's still super cool packaging.
Oh yeah, no, it's awesome packaging.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like it's a leader class toy with higher end packaging that is a remold of a leader class toy. So it's like kind of like, oh cool, like we're not paying extra premium for the nice packaging. Now wait, we'll get it, and it's like paper thin cardboard. That'll make the like Studio Series snarl seem sturdy. But yeah, no, this is fun. This is, I think, the thing I was most excited about seeing today.
Do you want to guess what the last one is?
I'm guessing.
Are we sure it's the last one? Why are we assuming they're going to stop at 4?
They said it was. I mean, they said it was only 4.
Oh, whatever. Just like I said, I didn't see all of it. We're at the point
I
now.
didn't catch that there's only 4. Oh, I thought there were 6.
It said there's one more to complete the set. Whatever. Maybe there'll be like a comic edition round 2. I'm not saying it's like the end of forever, but like the combined
who has a yellow hand.
Yeah, the combined spines of these 4 is supposed to end with the graphic ends with the next one.
Someone with a yellow hand and a red shoulder, maybe pauldron.
The thing is about like trying to guess based upon the color of his hand. And going back to your comment, Christian, about like the color you want Straxus, is if you go back and look at those comics, like it was inconsistent within the same issue, if not the same page, in terms of what color these toys are. So a yellow hand is not telling in any way, shape, or form. Yellow could be white, yellow could be yellow, yellow could be even, somewhat grayish. It depends on what other lighting is around there.
I
would
have
like
some
to see.
theories.
There's a couple theories.
I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be Blaster. You don't think so? All right, that's my pick. We'll see if I'm right.
I love that comic Blaster head.
Well, it could be Blaster. I just think that would suck ass if it was Blaster, since they just released like the 5th version of him. I have a few theories. I haven't really read a lot of what people are saying, but the first thing that came to mind was Sentinel Prime. There's the one panel of him dying, giving the Matrix to Optimus, and he looks sort of like Rodimus, and he's red and yellow. Look it up. Look up Sentinel Prime comics or G1
Marvel
or something. Yeah, you'll find it. It's probably not that, but in that vein, well, the toy I think it'll be I don't know why I think this, but it looks like it's Rodimus, so I think it would be the commander bot as a leader toy potentially. Which that they could use that for the Sentinel Prime, which would be really weird. But they could also do Primus in that mold, because Primus in G1 looks like Rodimus. And they already made a toy of it. It's like a chrome Lucky Draw Rodimus Prime. So that's also really a weird, obscure thing. Those are strange, kind of out there ideas, but I think it has to be a leader class toy. I mean, that's what all the rest of them have been. I mean, that's an assumption, I guess, that it has to be a leader class toy.
I assume.
But kind of not, because it doesn't get the grab.
Yeah, it's kind of a Voyager, right?
And he's cheaper than the other two.
Yeah, so maybe it could be that.
Accessories.
So yeah,
I don't. People have been saying it's Blaster and Scrounge, and you kind of make it up that way.
That would suck.
I've heard that.
So I have a different theory.
What's your theory?
Comic book colored Starscream. The gray, the yellow could be gray just with the lighting. You got some red in there. That could be Starscream's wingtip. Comic colored Starscream is fairly different with the black head and the black face. You got a proven character right there that's going to be a big draw, kind of similar to what we got out of Grimlock. I would be hopeful for that.
I would like that, but I don't think that's what it is.
The yellow hand and the red piece to me look like Flame, which would be an interesting release. I don't know who they would use for that. Galvatron again, maybe. Or Armada Megatron somehow. I don't know. Flame is cool. But what I want it to be is purple Soundwave. How has that never happened? This is the chance. So I feel like if they don't make it in this line, it's why would you have not done that?
Because they're going to do another wave, would be my assumption.
That's fine. As long as it shows up somewhere. I think Blaster makes a lot of sense. I'd probably get that because it's different. Perceptor has different colors. I had someone else, Ratchet. But there's plenty they can do in the comic series. I think it'd be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know who Yellow Hand, red pointy piece is.
I would enjoy the Blaster, but I agree with Paul. They've just done so many Blasters.
I agree.
That, it's not Siege Megatron level use of a mold yet, but it's incrementally getting
realistically
closer.
If they wanted to throw that Blaster head in with something else, and I would just put it on the 86 one, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or I would put it on the Kingdom one to make it mean something, that's fine too.
Yeah.
I mean, I also would think that's why they're not doing the Soundwave, is because they're releasing so many Soundwaves in the current time frame as well. Considering Nemesis Bridge, they gave up the ghost and told us that the leader Soundwave that's coming up is the Netflix one.
Yep.
Which I was like,
we'll get to that.
What? And we had the white. We had already had the Shattered Glass one. So I just
Well, it's sort of like when they have the mold up, they do things to it. So like with the comic Grimlock, we've got that rumor of the other G2 Grimlock coming. Last year we had Shatterglass about a similar time. So that's sort of where I am on that. Like when you have the mold out, you can run it as opposed to having it in storage. So, I don't know. It's not like I work there. Just I see patterns.
Well, I'm looking at legacy leaders, and there's nothing else that's like jumping out.
Flame just feels like I had to look up who Flame was, and I'm not saying I'm the biggest Transformers fan in the world, but I'm a pretty more higher intelligence than Transformers than average, and I did not know who he was. I mean, it looks cool. I wouldn't mind a toy of that.
Griffin mentions or whatever in the chat that they think that they probably are on a cover of a comic in order to match the rest of the figures, because like all the figures are kind of like on classic Marvel comics, right? So, or comic book covers. So
yeah, Blaster would definitely fall into that.
Yep. So I guess we'll see next month.
I don't know who they'd use for Scrounge. I mean, they could do Cosmos again. We know that mold is up to make Pathfinder right now, so maybe.
Well, they also said that there would be. They're going to do something special about revealing it, right? Like on the next stream, they're going to have. They mentioned like a special guest coming or something.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Oh my God, was it this guy?
What?
Whoa! Check this out. And I'm putting this into chat. Just using Griffin's high level of deductive reasoning to figure out what it could be.
Oh, the mist-colored Megatron.
I just found something really strange. Yeah, I mean that fits.
Now that would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean that's a kind of weird, but that's UK. That's Marvel UK. That'd be a real deep cut.
That was US. That was Marvel US. I had that cover.
Really?
Yeah.
Wasn't
I can't
there's
see
what number?
The artist?
It's in the Skype chat. So, like, what issue is that?
Where does it? It doesn't really say.
So it was like what is it, like a red and blue Megatron with yellow hands? What the heck?
Yeah, I've never seen this in my life.
That's not Megatron. That's the Man of Iron.
Man of
Is
Iron?
it?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Freaking noobs, because I read the comics.
School me.
You guys were there. I had to catch up when I was a child. Come on now. Did Griffin say that it might be Man of Iron? Because that's pretty cool.
No, he just said that it had to be like a comic book cover.
Well, I mean, he's very blatantly on the cover there, and it matches the fist and the arm. I don't know.
I don't know. Cool.
Yeah,
it's
it
probably
does.
Blaster.
So,
though.
I now vote for Man of Iron. Good job, Paul.
I mean, I just started searching weird covers. I didn't even search red or yellow fist.
Yeah, and that is a pretty famous.
It's the cover of Transformers 33, by the way.
Yeah.
33. There you go. Thanks.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. We'll see. I think that's a stretch, but it's kind of fitting the bill.
I mean, it does match that. It's a famous cover. You could use, again, going back to the Siege Megatron, you could use Siege Megatron to make that.
You'd have to.
Yeah. I mean, Christian, your point, it's not Megatron, but it's Megatron. The head is just slightly different. Obviously, the chest is Megatron. Yeah, it's
telling you it's not Megatron.
Well,
it'd be that character.
It'd be so weird. Person. It would be almost like that commemorative reissue Megatron that never came out, the orange, the safety Megatron,
Mm-hmm.
Except it'll turn into a tank. So I don't know. I was just showing Lucas today because I got the Nemesis Bridge pack, and I was like, "Hey, this is the best version of this Megatron yet." And he's like, "No, it sucks." And I was
No,
like,
I did not say
suck.
that.
But this is the toy it could be.
I said that Megatron, like, it's still not 100% there, and because
It looks nicer than I expected.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it looks nicer. True.
You hurt his feelings.
I'm sorry,
Lucas.
Paul.
Don't be sorry to me. Say sorry to him. No, don't. Okay,
how's
we're
that
adults.
Soundwave look, by the way? Do you have the Soundwave?
Like all the other ones?
Well, okay, here's the thing that annoys me about that Netflix one, right? Is the chest is like yellow, right? Instead of gold. Now, I said the Soundwave, the Shockwave looks nice.
Yeah, I'm not showing you the Soundwave because the Shockwave is the one you should be talking about.
All right, sure.
It's illogical.
Because there's more stream stuff.
Let's talk about things that matter.
Someone on Twitter had the idea as well, and I just sent this picture to you guys in the Facebook chat.
Looks nice.
Yeah.
I now vote that it's made of iron. Okay. I'm going to move through the non-toy stuff really quickly here. So we have the Beyblade collaboration. So new super cool tops with sounds in that introductory video that made Roxy and Lilith very upset. The theater event is tomorrow, also Saturday and Sunday. The G1 soundtrack vinyl has a new exclusive version that's coming just to Pulse, limited edition 2500, which is pretty cool. They talked about Robus and Megatron for a really long time, which makes me think that it's not selling very well because it's super expensive for no reason. So that's cool.
Super expensive? That's not for Robeson. That's cheap.
It is the most expensive one yet.
But there's only 40 of the ones that are signed.
Signed by Frank Welker. That's right.
Better get them now.
So this is different.
You got to pre-order before the 25th, and you can be eligible to get one, maybe, if you're lucky.
Because I thought it was like 900 versus Grimlock was 1500.
I think Megatron is 1500.
I thought he was 899.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Let's look.
$8.99.
$8.99.
Yeah, that's how much.
My bad.
See, it's a
I thought
deal,
it was like
Christian.
1400. It's a deal. That's right.
I mean, yeah, I
under-
do remember
it's
like
under
quite a few people being surprised that the price came down significantly from what Grimlock was.
I mean,
Okay. You
I don't know,
guys can go
Paul.
buy it. I will
Are you
be-
getting the
I'll
Robeson?
be missing that.
Are you in on this stuff? Because you had like talked, had praised that before, right? And like now we have multiple in the line. So, what are you thinking?
There's a lot to unpack there, but I'll just answer your basic question. I have not ordered it.
Yeah.
You have until what, May 26th to be one of the potential
May
40 with that.
25th, Lucas.
Or 25th, okay.
Don't misinform the audience.
You can go to
All right, you guys
Fan
wanna
Expo
do
Chicago
pipeline
and have
stuff?
Frank sell it for you. Frank sign it for you.
Oh, there's going to be 41 signed by him. All right, you want to do pipeline stuff? Because that was what they ended on, and it was some interesting stuff.
A lot of repaints, but yeah.
You know what I'm
we
really
have-
looking forward to? I'm looking for a Netflix Soundwave that comes with 2 cassettes that I already have with slight deco variances and then 1 brand new one. So then I have to spend leader class price to get 1 tape.
Boy, you are in luck because that is happening. Well, they said it's Netflix Sound. Leader Soundwave is Netflix Soundwave with 3 cassettes. Don't know which 3. It's probably Ravage, Laserbeak, and Rat Pack. We're also
What?
getting...
No way.
Whoa.
This is such a comically stupid release that I think, thinks that those cassettes might be new. Some of them.
They're going to put 1 new one. I guarantee you they're going to put 1 new one.
It'll be Buzzsaw finally.
No. I'm talking like something interesting. Slugfest,
Slugfest and Overkill.
Overkill,
Slugfest, and Auto
Slam balls, whatever they are, those things. I don't know.
Who doesn't love a good slam balls?
Everyone.
No, I
Everyone
guarantee you
doesn't
they're
love
gonna
that.
do this because it's gonna this is the only way they're gonna get us to buy that set because we all already have everything else in it. So like, why would we buy it again if not
Because your
to
Netflix Soundwave
get
yellowed, and
a
this one
freaking
will not do that.
Yeah.
Because this one will have a new hat.
I do like hats.
I think it's going to be. I think you're basically buying a new cassette with a lot of other dudes.
Yes.
That's what Lucas said.
That's what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
So okay.
100%.
So but which one is it going to be? I want to know. They're already releasing Rat Bat again with Thundertron 2.
That's a cool looking deck on that, by the way.
Well, that's Night Strike, not Rat Bat, but sure.
Paul and I both
wanna
just
slap
rolled
you.
our eyes at the same
You can
time.
slap me if you want. It's a different dude.
Oh, okay.
You're not wrong.
Put that in my notes next time I see you.
What if it's
Night
Night
Strike
Stalker? Night Stalker Christian.
What about Night Stalker?
It's gonna be. What if they put it with a Night Stalker? It's a repaint of Steeljaw that they put with
Soundwave?
with Soundwave.
I mean, it would make sense to be with Soundwave because Night Stalker's an Autobot. It would make sense to be in Studio Series because he's not in the movie. So, like, I'm going to go with no.
But again, was Jet Noah Diaz in the movie? No.
I feel like that you're trying to put rules here, Christian, where none exist.
I think y'all are just trying to get my goat, and I'm not letting you. And you're not.
There's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of that.
Can I go back to my list reading now, please?
No.
Okay.
No.
We're speculating. This is
I'm
speculation here.
I think.
You jumped many down to talk about the Soundwave.
Remember when Rat Bat came with Masterpiece Sound Blaster and everyone lost their shit? And that's exactly what we're going to get. But so it's going to have to be a mold that. Here's the thing. If they make just like Slugfest, then Overkill's on the table somewhere, right? Because those guys come together. There's no one cassette left to do without doing two of them. So that's why they've done it.
Enemy.
I'd love to see Enemy in this as a I guess one of the 86 molds, right? I guess that would make sort of sense because it's.
Ron,
you're saying Steeljaw's not a Decepticon? The black Steeljaw's not a Decepticon?
He's an Autobot.
And Stripes is an Autobot too?
Stripes is also an Autobot.
I mean, if they give us a new Ravage, that might be worth it for me.
That'd be lame.
Ron mentions Soundwave.
I want something real new.
Ron mentions that the Soundwave is Legacy, not Studio Series. So, like, it doesn't have to.
Oh, I retract my former statement. Thank you, Ron.
Okay, so what about
it comes with flip sides.
Do we get a wing thing?
Yes.
We got a wing thing out of the most recent
Rat Bat?
Rat Bat?
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, see, I forgot.
It was in one of the Legacy cassette 4-packs.
Spy Patrol version 3?
Yeah. Spy Patrol.
The one that came with like the Power Masters for double douche.
Yeah.
And Blue Humanoid.
Yeah.
What are you even thinking?
Ravage.
That's called Howlback.
Griffin says that.
I would love
Griffin,
to see Garboil
shut your
Howlback.
trap.
I've been saying that for years. I think I'm going to end up making my own over the summer.
Ron says it's going to be Rat Bat, Buzzsaw, and a Ravage remolded from Steeljaw.
I mean, that makes as much sense as anything else we're throwing out there.
Yeah.
Thanks for humoring us, Christian. Let's move on.
All right. Core Energon Galvatron. Saw that one coming because they got to do something with that. There's a Boulder Crash redeco that they did not name or gender.
Wait. Let's.
What?
You talked about a redeco of Galvatron. Let's just say the other redeco of Galvatron. The other Galvatron.
No, it's in the wrong order. We're going in class order. We already skipped everybody. So no. Boulder Crash has a thing. That's the bike, the rock bike. Oh, just get out of here. There's a deluxe Quake. Looks like it's made from the Skullgrin mold, which was also used for the G2 Trooper mold character. Yeah. There's a deluxe Slipstream, which is made from the Cyberverse Windblade that came out.
So do you assume that is a Cyberverse universe build toy, or is that an animated universe build toy?
I do not know.
I mean, to me, it almost looks more like Earthspark. Like the Seeker, the female Earthspark Seeker heads look like that.
I think it looks kind of gamey, actually.
Like
there have been a lot of weird versions of Slipstream over the years.
It's kind of permeated.
Yeah, and no one complained about it. Like they did with Windblade or Drift. They're just like, yeah, Slipstream, bring it.
Yeah. It's like Slipstream's
I mean,
it's Starscream sometimes, it's Windblade sometimes, it's whatever.
This is the first generation's version of Slipstream that we're going to get, too, right?
In America.
Wait.
I have to agree. I couldn't put my finger on it. It does remind me of Earthspark. And I think that'd be awesome if they had the balls to just be like, oh, here's a current main line that's going on, but here it is in Classics, like immediately instead of waiting 5 years,
Yep. I mean, if they tie it into Legacy is supposed to, be from all corners of the Transformers universe.
I don't know. I'm excited for that one.
It's definitely made from Windblade, though, so I am making the assumption that it's going to be called Cyberverse Slipstream.
Probably, but I definitely wouldn't guarantee that.
Agreed.
The next one is Deluxe G1 Optimus, which is very much based on the G1 toy. It's the Hasbro answer to Missing Link, which is kind of interesting.
Got an axe.
I don't know. I'm curious to see how big this one will be too. Like, is it going to be a regular deluxe size, or is it going to be a little bit bigger, like more of a deluxe, like the deluxe Ironhide Ratchet type of thing? Does that make sense?
I thought Ironhide and Ratchet were Voyagers, though.
The Earthrise ones.
The deluxe one, the Earthrise ones.
Oh.
Maybe. Interesting.
Yeah.
Or like Trailbreaker and Hoist are big. Maybe.
Right.
Did it have to come with an energy axe?
Yes.
I'm getting sick. I bet it has a matrix too.
Probably. Yeah, I know.
You're out. You're like, you know what? Like,
it's
the 500th Optimus Prime is too many.
Next thing you know, you're going to say it has a trailer.
This one does not, but I bet you they release it with a trailer at some point.
Now, is this a perpetual release, Christian? Do we know?
It is not listed as such. It is just in this one wave of Legacy.
Oh, okay.
Well, it may be in a revision case later, but so far it's just in this one. I'm more interested in this than Missing Link because it's, a new interpretation of the idea rather than just it's this thing again, but now it has articulation. It's just a different way to approach the idea, and it will fit more with what I like. Will I get it? I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, sometimes the worst way to do things ends up being the way that's better, right?
Maybe.
Confucius say?
I know that you were looking for something like Missing Link for a long, long time, Paul, and I'm happy that it arrived.
I'm happy it's here for you too. But you will not partake in its gift. The great bin sheds a tear on you.
I might if there's like a jazz. That would probably get me. Yeah.
I'm interested to see what this is too, but it just seems so silly. Like it's going to be like discount Missing Link, which I mean, maybe that's what people want because Missing Link is not cheap.
I mean,
I feel like has almost different companies, so like.
I think it gets an Optimus Prime in the hands of kids at a somewhat reasonable price point. Like, they're going to release another Commander class Optimus Prime, right? And it's going to be, $80 or whatever it is? And so the fact that you can also get this at $25 So that, like, you know, when the parents go in and the kid's like, hey, can I get my $80 Optimus Prime? And you go, no, kid, have the $25 one.
So I agree with that, Lucas. That is a really good point. I do have two additional thoughts. One is I could somewhat see them using the same engineering from Transformers 1 Prime on this toy. I mean, not the same mold, but just same engineering. Since they're both primes and both turn into trucks and robots. But also too, like the history of deluxe class Optimus Prime toys been kind of bad. I mean, the Armada one was fun. You know, that was decent. That was arguably better than the regular Armada Optimus Prime with the trailer. The Energon one kind of sucked because he could do the whole like combination thing. And yeah, then we got like the Generations like 2-pack Optimus that came with Megatron, the tank Megatron, and that was like a weird, funky Optimus. So it's like we've gotten, what was it, the thrilling 30 of Generations, like Orion Pax, thing that we got was kind of lame. So we've gotten some deluxe Optimuses in the past, and they've been underwhelming.
They did mention that this was a passion project for Mark. So, I mean, I feel like all Mark passion projects turn out well, so we'll have to see.
I believe in him.
Yeah, I've been curious to see what this is for a while. At least we got to see the artwork, so it's like, oh, it really is some weird thing. Looking forward to seeing it in real life.
Yeah, me too. Probably, I guess these will come out in about a month or so. Or we'll see them at Comic-Con, which I guess is next month. Or is that in July? Whatever. It's
July, usually late July.
Next up, Metal Hawk is back, but now he has a more toy-accurate deco.
I'm somewhat surprised that they're doing this. Like,
yeah, me too.
I can't imagine the Metal Hawk sold that well that they'd be like, all right, like everyone is screaming for another release of this figure.
I think Anna would be able to tell you better than I would if that's like a necessary thing. I kind of thought that the first one was sort of middle ground-ish, but I'm not as familiar with Master Force as she is.
I mean, it definitely was more cartoon deco, being more the yellow versus the toy was gold. I mean, again, kind of comes back to Paul's point about Straxus, where it's just like, hey, this was already a remold, so you've already, they kind of got the money out of the mold, but did do a significant amount of remolding from Cyclonus to get to that Metal Hawk. So I gotta go find my Metal Hawk toy. I didn't mess around with that long enough before it ended up in a bin. I kind of like that toy.
I mean, I was excited. I was excited that they announced this and they said that it was new and not just the package refresh that I was expecting it to be, because they haven't even mentioned the other ones that they have. Like what's her name? The one that everyone hates from the last line, the Strong Arm.
Strong Arm.
That's getting released in United in the latest deluxe wave. They didn't even say it. They didn't even tell anyone, but it's coming. It's going to come in a United package. And I think there was one missing from this one, from at least the Space Bridge reveals as well. But
yeah, because there's 3 deluxes where there should be 4. So the 4th is a refresh somewhere.
I think it was another. They would have said it though. I thought there was another rock.
That's in Wave 3.
So it's Slipstream, Quake, the Optimus. Was there another one?
Yeah, they said that there's a. Oh wait, no, that the Rock motorcycle's core class, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, I think there was a Rock 4.
I think Rock 4 is the bike.
No, because it was Rock. They reduced by size class. It was like 1 and 2 core, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 deluxe.
We're getting 2 remolds of this guy. One is the the individual pack and one in the Thundertron leader pack.
Maybe that just got like repurposed. Like what's gonna be in the line, and they're like, yeah, he's going in the pirate pack. Never mind, sweet children.
Yeah. See, I'm curious though too. Like when they do a package refresh, right? Like how difficult is it for them to do a slight deco variation on those figures, versus just a straight package refresh?
Who was it? Was it Blaster that had the package refresh from Kingdom to Legacy, but then had like a slightly different size Autobot symbol?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know that was like intentional necessarily, but like
I don't know either, but it was enough to drive Nick crazy.
Right. Well, but my point is like I feel like that they if they could actually do like just a slight repaint variation like that Metal Hawk on the stuff, like I feel like it would get a lot of people to buy it again versus if you just do a straight package refresh. And so like the average consumer wouldn't care, but like all the crazies or whatever would. So like why not just do a slight variation just to get people to buy it again?
Agreed, 100%. That's why I'm glad they just announced that they are doing it with this. I would actually venture that it's harder to get it to be identical than it is to just make an obvious change. So you're better off just making an obvious change to it.
Right.
But then you maybe have to change if you do actually make a change, you have to make a change to the key render art that's on the box or something. Like it might be there might be like a fine line where it's easier than harder. One way or the other.
Yeah.
I can't find any information on the next wave, but I'm pretty sure there's a missing, because Sure Shot got moved around, and that's supposed to be in wave 5 now.
Yes.
He got replaced in wave 2 by a refresh or just a rerun of animated Bumblebee.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure about that?
Well, you said it's Sure Shot, so that was my gag.
Boop. Yeah. All right, so next up is Voyager Animated Motormaster, which is cool. I mean, we saw that on the leak list a long time ago, but like I still didn't kind of believe it. Like that's a weird one to do.
But this is such like a like unique mold that they had to figure out something else to use this mold for.
Sure. And so there's plenty of animated Optimus repaints. I have all of them. But like Motormaster's the weirdest one of them all.
But you've got so many other Optimuses coming out. I could see them like, hey, let's do a Motormaster.
It's weird. I'm happy that he's here. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, that's weird. Like I would have done Nemesis or the Elite Guard, Toxitron. I don't know. It's like Motormaster just seems really weird for me to see. Again, I'm happy he's there. That's a fantastic Bakon toy. I like it a lot. But that's a weird thing to put in mainline.
Motormaster.
It is, especially because like I keep forgetting that didn't exist in the cartoon. That is just a BotCon.
It's just a BotCon thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yay BotCon. Don't yay.
I mean,
BotCon. But like
you could.
See,
it's
I
weird.
feel like Christian. It just extends my theory that there's someone on staff that couldn't afford the old BotCon toys, and so they're just like going and recreating. Like they're somehow now on some decision making like capacity or whatever at Hasbro, and that they're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw all the BotCon figures I wanted.
Sounds great. Throw me my Select Windraiser, please. Please. Yeah, I mean, Select Windraiser win.
You have enough molds you have enough new molds of the molds they use to make of the characters the molds they use to make the Stunticon animated series box set to do all the other Stunticons in animated form. So you could have like a Gen Select box set, like you've got the Lockdown coming out in the Space Pirate set, so you could repaint him. We've got Drag Strip or you could repaint an RC. We've got a couple RCs you can use to repaint for Drag Strip.
A dead end
we've got
out of Jazz.
Yeah, we've got the Studio Series Jazz you can use. And then who was the other
Breakdown is the animated Rodimus.
Yeah. So you could use, that one might be tougher since if you use Studio Series Rodimus, that's a Voyager class, but yeah, I don't know. Or maybe it just doesn't come with much stuff.
Doable.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we saw this character on Tidal Wave's packaging. It's Armada Galvatron.
Which I was alluding to earlier, where we've got two Megatron.
To the same dude.
In
the same wave. In different classes.
But not. But, well, no, it is the same dude.
It is the same dude.
It is still, Unicron Trilogy. Yeah, you're right.
He was just Megatron again in between those forms.
Right. So he's like the fourth version of that character.
Yes.
Megatron, Armada Megatron to Armada Galvatron died, who came back as Energon Megatron, who then ascended to Energon Galvatron.
Yep. It's weird. It's a weird time. But yeah, those are both coming.
That's like
Galvatron, I think, will look good.
Mathematical theorem, like to know that knowledge of the ascensions of Megatron from the Unicron trilogy. There's something I learned in trigonometry that's no longer in my brain because of that piece of data.
Well, this one will hang out with Tidal Wave, like I mentioned, and that'll be cool.
Yeah.
You can put the Dark Fleet on him, or you can put the Dark Fleet on your Megatron from last year.
Yeah, I got the Megatron specifically for that.
Box art looks cool.
Box art does look cool. So I'm glad they're continuing with that. It also seems like Starscream Super Mode is going to be at Comic-Con this year, so we'll have a look at that later.
Ooh.
I know.
And will that be what it's called, you think?
I do think.
That's gonna cause a ruckus with the
It will call the
normies.
They're gonna call it Super Mode Thundercracker just to piss everyone off.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Do the worst of both worlds. Yeah.
Oh. Twist my finger off now.
Yep. But still missing. I know we're kind of running against our time here, but missing from this round of stuff. We still haven't seen Dino King. That was listed as supposed to be a PulseCon thing, which hasn't been announced or happening. The GoBots 3-pack is missing. Thundertron hasn't been announced, although we did see it over the weekend. It comes with, like we said, Night Strike and the other rock dude, Calcitron. Road Pig missing. That Bludgeon and Ruckus set missing.
The Slaughters, Marauders on a cup.
I don't know what that is, but sure, that's missing.
That's the G.I. Joe crossover.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
And I know I'm getting the name.
That stuff goes out of my brain. I can't retain it.
Well, I'm sure Road Pig is right around the corner because it's just like they did with the Coxatron stuff. They revealed 2 or 3 of the toys, and then as it got closer, they revealed the rest.
Yeah, that was odd. So
he must be dumb.
Why are you doing that? Yeah, I don't know. Because Walmart needs content. But I'm sure we'll see a bunch of those coming up at Comic-Con. Dino King is interesting. That one's been on the list for a while. I don't know where that is.
I don't think that's a sure thing at all. I think that's a wishful thinking item.
Got a listing.
Did it? I mean, if it's exclusive to Hasbro, I mean, it had maybe got a product number, which is
well, that's fair. Yeah, I got a product number.
Pretty good indication it's going to get made. Yeah.
I mean, they even alluded to it in one of the live streams at the end of last year, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you never know, though. Like, I mean, plans can change.
Just like Windsweeper was Selects last year and got canceled and moved out to this Amazon set. So, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I think things like the GoBots 3-pack is one of those things that like one day we're just going to see it show up on Pulse. Like
Probably.
There's some things that just sort of arrive with very little fanfare.
I do know.
Yeah.
I thought it was worth mentioning because we haven't seen any stuff like. Well, I guess we've seen the comic series, and that's probably what they're focusing on right now.
What about Core Dinobot?
He got moved out with Sure Shot, so he should be in Wave 5.
Oh, okay. Well, you said. I mean, it sounded like that it disappeared.
He's back. He came back. He disappeared for a while.
He got better.
I mean, some cool stuff
That's
coming
something
out
up.
this year, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out this year.
I mean, we still are waiting on. No, wait, never mind. Venom. We still are waiting on a Venom for the Deluxe Insecticons. Again, that was another thing they alluded to that we would get completed. So
Yep, he's got a listing for next year.
Yeah.
With the Prime's friends.
So, what
So-
are you guys most excited from all these reveals and
Straxus.
Traxxas?
yeah, Dark Mount.
Missing Link Bumblebee.
Which what
Coming
goes
out
on sale
tomorrow.
tomorrow?
Right?
So tomorrow.
Do we have a price on that yet?
More expensive than Optimus.
You will tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
For the 2-pack or for just one?
Just one.
$199.99. And then the thing I was talking about, did they talk about the Hot Wheels stuff?
No, they didn't.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big deal. Like we've seen some of the leaks of the just Hot Wheels Optimus with the trailer. We've seen leaks of Bumblebee as a Hot Wheel. And then today we saw like a transforming G1 Optimus Prime essentially in Hot Wheel scale. So what, going to be all die cast, $80. So again, more expensive than Missing Link and yet half the size. My buddy who's a Hot Wheels fan is like, this thing will sell out in a heartbeat. So if you're looking for it, like, be clicking refresh. Lucas, block out your calendar so no one schedules a meeting during that time if you want this toy. But yeah, that'll be a really hot seller, I think, from two pretty rabid fan bases.
I think it looks terrible.
I'm not a fan, but again, you've got two very rabid fan bases who are going to chase after it.
I feel like that I would be in on that if it was cheaper. I think the $80 price point, that I don't know, it doesn't quite, I don't collect Hot Wheels, so it doesn't, quite like, go in like what I collect, and so I may have gotten it as like a one-off thing, but since it's $80, I'm like, yeah. But again, like, I think it's fun that they're offering different things to different collector bases, so.
Yeah.
Did you talk
Rick
to your
in the cast
buddy?
chat today was talking quite a bit about Hasbro. Are they in trouble because they're partnering with all these different brands? And it's just like, hey man, this is just what the fans want these days. And these barriers coming down between companies that they're working together to give fans the toys they've been clamoring for. Like it's a cool thing. Again, another feather in the cap. But this is a golden age of toy collecting.
I definitely felt Rick's perspective on that. But I don't think it necessarily means like, oh no, something's wrong with Hasbro. I think it's more like the industry is in trouble. And so we all need to work together to fix it.
I think that's a fair assessment. I think I would probably agree with that more than Rick's shock about the companies partnering with each other.
Well, Rick's a little biased on this whole thing. I mean,
well, yeah, Rick lived it. Rick lived that rivalry.
I love getting that perspective, but it is a perspective that is not all encompassing.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting take, and we'll never know the truth of it. But I kind of usually take the more general approach, and that's my assessment. It's not like Hasbro is a sinking ship that needs to be propped up. It's more like when artists do collaborations or something, something like that.
Yeah.
But did your friend Phil give any indication of why he thought the price was what it was? Is it because there's all these moving pieces and they're all die cast apparently? Like, is there anything there?
Yeah, he did not. I didn't talk to him that much on it. We were just texting a little bit. I can ask him more what his thought is. I mean, this type of thing. There have been some very expensive Hot Wheels that are essentially just regular Hot Wheels cars over the last 3 or 4 years. So again, I think there is a branch of the Hot Wheels fandom that is older, has a good amount of disposable income, and Mattel knows they can sell things for an arm and a leg, and that fan base will pay out the nose for it because it's new, it's cool, or just like we have characters that we clamor for, there are car molds and everything like that the fan base clamors for that are not frequently used, and every time they do get used, the fan base will run over their own mother to get the new version of it. So the fact that this is something brand new, the fact that this is a brand crossover, this will be hot. And this is not something that I think, not to say we won't see it, but I don't think we're going to see this stereotypical Optimus like, oh, it's going to be repainted Ultra Magnus and repainted to Scourge or Nemesis. I think this is going to be likely kind of like a one and done sort of thing. So I don't know. I might be wrong on that, but just, like with the Lego set, we haven't seen the Lego set repainted into all the other Optimus Prime variants. I think this is going to be kind of a one and done type of deal. I think if we see something like this again, it maybe will be the Bayverse Prime, which, totally different mold and that sort of deal.
That Lego set's getting a friend over the summer.
Yeah. It's probably Bay.
What if it's the spitting image of the alt mode of Studio Series 8629?
What now?
Fine.
For the Lego set?
With black windows.
That's a different thing. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just that they just released Braun and he's got the blue windows, and it's just like, okay. And then they did the Autobot Stand United set, which is, hey, we know that these need to have blue windows, so here they have blue windows. And B's like, okay, black windows.
I think it's a lot easier for Lego to not have to get licensing because it's like, what your car's not blocky. This car is blocky. What are you talking about?
Yep. I exhausted my list.
Were there any other announcements or anything that came out?
The Cinemark popcorn bucket and cup combo is now available online. If you do not have a Cinemark near you, you can get it at the Cinemark store. It's $13 plus like $7 or so shipping.
So $20.
I bought the vinyl.
I did too.
I don't know why I did it, but I did it.
For the record player you don't own?
Hey, I do own a record player.
Oh, there you go.
Sassy pants.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Paul,
of all
really
people,
cool.
I would say owns a record player.
Yeah.
Considering he used to work for a record company.
Yeah, it looks cool. So did you get both versions or just the one?
I only got one, so I mean.
Well, they had an Optimus Prime, like a red and blue one, right? And then they also had a Bumblebee version, right? That was like yellow and black.
No, those two are together, and that's at Pulse. And then there's another set that's general release.
Oh, okay.
They're both 2-disc sets.
Okay, sorry,
If
my
you buy
bad.
both, you'll have 4 discs.
So the regular release, is it just like a regular black vinyl, or is that a colored?
No,
vinyl
it's also colored.
I gotcha.
I'm
So
gonna see if I
didn't
can
they,
get a picture for it.
I'm gonna be kind of a dick right now, but like, didn't they make a big deal about the artwork for this getting made
Yes.
like a few streams ago? I don't think it's very good.
Well, here's
whatever
here's the
that
general
matters.
release one. It's not clear.
Okay.
It looks almost exactly the same.
It doesn't look that far off.
Yeah, I was really scared on the stream today where they're like, "Hey, remember when we talked to that guy about this art?" And we were like, "No, don't bring him back, please. He was terrible." Like, I'm sorry. I think the art is fine. It's not fantastic, but
It's
like
fine.
his presentation skills were not good. They should have coached him more and then edited that down from the 35 minutes it was into like 3.
If you want to see some cool Transformers art, Cybertronics Spree just put out a new cover of the Transformers original theme with some cool artwork for that. One of the guy who's Hot Rod in Cybertronics Spree, I guess, did the artwork for that. And it's a cool little Transformers G1 piece of work there. I actually think I like the artwork better than the song.
Are you criticizing them for releasing unedited Transformers content that goes on for way too long?
Suppose I am.
Lucas, you finally nailed it. All night you've been trying to hit some sort of joke like that, and you just finally landed the plane.
At the risk of just sounding like I'm ragging on this man, who's probably a fine person, I like to think that I'm more charismatic than that.
Well, yes, we'd like to think.
But I could be proven wrong.
Our 10 viewers
okay.
agree.
there you go. So, on that note, book club this weekend. At Sunday night on the TF Talk Discord at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, they're going to do what Transformers 31 and 32. So the redone IDW run, right? I guess something like that.
IDW3.
IDW3. So
I think everyone else calls it IDW2, and they're wrong.
I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so join them for that. And just want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. And thank you to everyone in the chat. And I guess we'll see everyone next week.